Hey guys, what's going on? This is my review for episode 4 of season 3 of The Boys. So episode 4 of The Boys just dropped the other day and I got a chance to watch it. It was meant to drop at like a certain time, but Amazon had some problems, so we had to wait like another 5 hours for it to drop. But that's fine because I couldn't watch it until the day after anyway. But yeah, so I watched episode 4 of The Boys, and this review will have spoilers, so just a quick warning about that. And I think this is the best episode of the season so far. I liked the first 3 episodes. I actually loved them. I thought they were great. I had a few criticisms of them, but overall I thought the first 3 episodes were great. It was a great start to the season. But episode 4 was just brilliant all the way through. I loved it so much. All the way through, non-stop, entertainment, that's what The Boys is, but it didn't take a break for 1 second. It was great. I loved it. Now, Homelander is definitely the star of this episode. He's the star of the whole show. Let's be real. Homelander is the best character on TV right now. But yeah, Homelander was obviously a standout this episode. He's just so intimidating. Whenever he's on screen, whenever he's talking to someone, he has such a presence with him that makes him such a good villain. He's so intimidating and so frightening to watch, and it just makes him so compelling and so amazing. There's one scene where he's talking to Huey, and in Vought Tower he's talking to Huey, and Starlight's right there, and he's asking him really inappropriate questions about their relationship, and it's just the way he delivers the lines, and just it's so much tension, and it's just this fucking guy, man. Because he knows he can do what he wants, and that's what makes him so fun. He knows he can do what he wants, and that's what makes him so fun to watch. So, he's obviously the star of the show. He's brilliant throughout the whole episode. He really, a theme with him this whole season so far, within the past 4 episodes, of him wanting to take control. And, he wants more control over the whole organisation, the whole Vought, all the soups and that. He wants control. So, he goes out and does this, which is he betrays Stan Edgar. He's never really liked Stan Edgar, but he gets rid of Stan Edgar. He doesn't kill him because he just wants to get rid of him so he can have control. Their relationship, Stan Edgar and Homelander's relationship, is so fucking amazingly written. Homelander is it's brilliant. Homelander is terrified of Stan Edgar, but he knows he can kill him anytime he wants. But Stan Edgar is not scared of Homelander. He doesn't care. He's not scared of him. But Homelander is, you can tell, he's scared of Stan Edgar. And it's just so amazing. Giancarlo Esposito, he is so fantastic as Stan Edgar. He just has an amazing way of delivering lines, and you can tell he's just so calm. There's a scene where Homelander walks into Vought Tower, and it's after he sort of betrays him and gets him fired. Stan Edgar's standing in Vought Tower, having a drink, looking at the view, and Homelander comes in and says, "Oh, your heart rate's 80/60. Your whole life is crumbling around you, but you're fucking reading whatever." He was reading a book, but he wasn't actually. It was he was reading a book because his heart rate was so low. And I was just enamored. He's not scared of him at all, and I don't understand. He must have something up his sleeve. I feel like maybe he might be a soup. I don't know. But he must have something up his sleeve. And his daughter, Victoria, or his daughter in quotation marks, Victoria Newman, I want to talk about her. She has a really great story this episode so far, where Homelander convinces her to betray Stan Edgar and get him fired. And in exchange, he would give her Compound V to give to her daughter, so her daughter can protect herself and stuff. That's really interesting. I think we didn't really see what her daughter's powers were. I hope we see that in the next episode. I'm not sure, but yeah. So that was interesting. Now the whole stuff with the boys, with Frenchie, Billy, and Huey, and Kimiko. Their whole thing this episode was amazing. Trying to find Soldier Boy, trying to find the weapon that killed Soldier Boy. That was really, I'll talk about that in a minute. But I do want to talk about the part sort of in the beginning of the episode with Kimiko killing the Russian guy, and that scene is insane. It's The Boys is the only show that can do stuff like this. It's a fucking gigantic action scenes using dildos instead of knives, like in place of knives, basically. Like she stabs a guy through the mouth with a dildo. That's fucking insane. Only this show could do that. Only this show could get away with doing stuff like that. That is crazy, but it was so fun to watch. I was like shocked the whole time I was watching it, and it's so violent. Like there's one point where the guy's dead on the floor and he has like a dildo in his neck and the dildo's buzzing and the blood is like spilling out. It's graphic as fuck. It's crazy, but I love it. Another part about Kimiko, there was a part in the beginning of the episode where she was shot in the head, and I thought she was dead because I didn't know that she could like heal like from getting shot in the head. I thought she was dead and I was shocked, but then once it popped out, I was like, oh, okay, it's all good. But I sort of had a feeling that I said at the start, I said to myself, oh, something's going to happen to her. You can tell. And then also there's a part where her and Frenchie are talking about running away together after the mission we're finding, when they find Soldier Boy's, the weapon that killed Soldier Boy. Before they go on that mission, they talk about how they want to run away together. And I was like, oh my god. Never talk about what you're going to do after the mission, before the mission. That's like a classic trope in everything. And what do you have it? She gets severely injured by Soldier Boy's blast, and we don't know if she's dead, but it doesn't look good. I don't think she'll die, but like they're really setting it up like she seems like she will. So yeah, no, I liked everything with Kimiko. Kimiko is definitely one of my favorite characters in this show. She's awesome. Now I want to talk about Huey and Butcher, the two soups within the boys. Huey's power is fucking crazy. I love something I love about the show is how they make superpowers like realistic. Like Huey can teleport after taking Compound V because he's sick of being saved all the time. Because after Homelander said that thing to him in Vought Tower, and Starlight said, she had to save him and said, if you touch him, I'll leave and I'll take my approval points with me, whatever. Huey doesn't want to keep being saved. It's like humiliating. He's sick of being saved all the time. So he takes Compound V, and his power is teleportation. But it's not teleportation in the way that you would assume. It's teleportation in... He can only teleport like himself, like his body. So there was a scene where MM was about to get shot in the back of the head, and Huey uses his powers for the first time and teleports to the guy and kills him. But he teleports out of his clothes and he's naked, and he like shoves his fist through his stomach. It's because he must have super strength. Because I think every soup gets a little bit of super strength with their powers. So yeah, that was crazy. You can tell Huey's going to get addicted to it because at the end he was waving his arm out the window and his veins were sort of glowing. You can tell that he's, it's a very good euphemism for drugs. Compound V is, because Butcher's struggling with it, and now Huey's like addicted to it. It's a very clear euphemism for something else. So yeah, I think that's really interesting. Now also, the part of this episode that fucking shocked me was the very, very end, where Starlight and Homelander are walking out, and he says, I want to show you something. And he flies her up to a rooftop, and we see Supersonic's fucking mutilated dead body on the roof. That is shocking. I knew he was going to die. I said it in my review, my review of the premiere episodes. I said I thought he was going to die, but I did not think it would be so soon. But you know what? A-Train, I'm going to talk about A-Train a little bit, and then I'll go back to Supersonic. A-Train, this episode was really good. I love the Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad spoof where he's like walks out into the protest and he says, "This is important," and then he like saves the protest with his new A-Train drink or whatever. I think that's fucking hilarious. That's how meta this show is. But A-Train gets humiliated by the Deep in the meeting with Homelander and Starlight and all the soups. He says, oh, there's a problem with Blue Hawk or something. I think that's his name. But there's a problem with Blue Hawk. He's targeting black people and stuff like that. And he gets completely shut down by the Deep, and he's embarrassed by it. And then he goes out, and him and the Deep have a fight. And then Homelander comes out, and he lifts Deep up. He helps Deep, and he says to A-Train, go rest those useless fucking legs, because he can't run properly anymore. And then Supersonic hears this, and he says to A-Train in the elevator, we're going to do something about Homelander. And then A-Train says, what do you have in mind? Because Starlight asked Supersonic earlier in the episode to help them, you know, help them kill Homelander basically. And Starlight is basically responsible for his death because she said, "We need more people. We need you to help, like, recruit some people." And he goes and tries to recruit A-Train, but A-Train has always been like a snake, you know. A-Train has always been, you know, loyal to no one but himself and Homelander, because he knows that if he, you know, rats out Supersonic to Homelander, then he'll be back in his good books. So A-Train fucking rats out Supersonic, and Supersonic gets fucking mutilated. That was shocking. I felt so bad because he's like a really nice guy. You know, he wasn't like the classic ex-boyfriend. He was like, he wanted to help Starlight. So yeah, that was insane. Overall, this episode of The Boys was fantastic. It was the best episode of the season, definitely. I'm so excited for next week. And I'll be reviewing the show every episode until the show ends. And yeah, this was a great episode. So yeah guys, that's the end of this video. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the show in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.